Alright, howdy, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video, Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet, this is SGN. Alright, so this video, I'm going to be going against one of the hardcore co-op missions solo, and I'm going to go in with a Photon Sword build. It's similar to the one I used against the tank, except that I've changed one critical option. Alright, so I'm going to go again with Power Field Shot 3. Basically, fire a bullet that creates a booster field where it lands that significantly raises allies' attack power 4 times. So that's basically just for me, because you're going to go in here solo when you do these hardcore co-op missions, unless you're actually with people in the online lobby, which I'm just doing this by myself. I've got Guard Field Shot 4, fire a bullet that creates a booster field where it lands that raises allies' defense for a time, more effective than level 3. Then we got Human Fortress 1, for a short time you will not flinch when taking damage. This and Guard Field Shot 4 work hand in hand. And then we've got Healing Field Shot 3, fire a bullet that creates a curative field where it lands that restores an enormous amount of allies' HP. Basically, it's a self-heal. Alright, so for my weapon skills, I'm going to go with Horizontal Square 4, Azure Tempest, Cyclone 4. We're going to change out Star Splash 3. Change out Star Splash 3 for Cyclone 4. I think that's a really good skill to use with right there. I like Cyclone 3 and 4 because they knock back your opponents, like they kind of stun them a little bit. And this is the hardcore mission we're doing, Banquet of Chaos 2. It's level 175 mission. Kind of difficult to do by yourself, but not undoable. Alright, so I'm going to start this off by giving myself a couple of buffs. We'll do Guard Field Shot 4, Power Field Shot 4. Alright, we'll go ahead and put on the Human Fortress, and then we'll go to our gadgets and use the Melee Booster Kit and then First Aid Kit. That's going to give me some heals over time. And then let's go to the sword. Alright, let's get it. This first one, let's destroy him. Alright, so topic of conversation that I want to talk to you guys about first. This is kind of on my mind a little bit, which I think is actually kind of crazy. I just saw on the Twitter, because I saw it yesterday, I kind of forgot about it, but they were talking about the reality of aliens and if they're real. And I saw the little clip. Now, here's the thing, right? You never know what's real and what's fake, right? So, my whole thing is this. Do I think that other aliens, other life forms exist outside of Earth? Sure. Because there are so many planets out there, at least they say there's so many planets, which I don't have any reason to believe that there aren't any planets out there besides this. Like, there has to be other planets that can support life, right? And if there are other planets like Earth that can support life, like if we are where we're at, other life forms have to be pretty much at the same spot, right? I don't want to get into a whole debate about, God and everything like that, because I do believe that the good Christians, because I was a good Christian at one point in time, it was kind of a gray area on whether or not there were other creatures out there, other planets, there are other planets or whatever. So I don't know. But when it comes to aliens and if they are here, I don't think they're here. I was looking at one of the comments in the tweets, and they were talking about that they recovered a crashed alien ship or whatever, and the dude was basically saying like, wow, that sucks. They made the trip all the way here and they crash landed as soon as they got here. And I get where he was going with that. He was trying to be sarcastic. And I usually, me myself, I have a habit of adopting other people's opinions on things. Okay, I think I'm going to die right here. I got to get him off me so I can heal. Okay, come on, don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Okay, come on. Can I throw the field down? Yes, I can. Okay. This one's so problematic because they don't give you a time to do anything. Come on, get away from me. Get away from me. Just for like 2 seconds, stay away from me. Alright, throw this down. Throw down the guard field. Alright, now I think I'm in a good position to fight. Alright, so here's the thing, right? If they're here, and if they've been here, why hold it for a secret for so long, right? I love a good conspiracy theory. And I believe that whenever something major happens, it's because that they're trying to hide because something else has happened that they don't want us to like really focus on too much. It all stems back from me watching this show called Prison Break. Crap. Alright, there we go. Got it. Where something was going on with the president in the show, and I know this is just another form of media or whatever like that. It's something that's designed to make us think a certain way or feel a certain thing, and it kind of worked, but this kind of makes sense. Like this episode where they were talking about the president in the show. The president was up to no good, or the vice president or something like that. The people that work for the president, they were like, you know, start a forest fire in Florida to get this whatever off the news, to get everybody's attention off of whatever this big thing is, right? So whenever I see something big happen, I automatically feel like that this is that's the reason, right? Because something else is going on that they really don't want us to really think about or talk about, because this would pretty much blow stuff wide open if people got word to this. Now, when I first saw that they were going to talk about whether or not they were aliens, I thought for sure it was just going to be one of these things, no, there are no aliens, yada, 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 because in other movies, again, it's been like, what would the public's reaction be if they knew that we aliens were out there? It would cause mass hysteria. It would make people really upset that they knew about this, the government knew about this for such a long time, and then they finally decide to tell us, and it's just like, wow, how can you, like, if you've been lying about this whole time, saying that there are no such thing, or just, you know, not letting us know about this, what else are you holding back? You know, what other information out there are we just not getting? So whenever I hear about something like that, it's just always very like, I don't know, I'm skeptical. And it usually, I would say something to the effect of, listen, I'm from Missouri, I'm from the show me state, you gotta show me before I believe it. In this situation, I don't even know if I'll believe it if I see it, because you never know what's real. Like, you remember when they were doing all that thing about, they landed on the moon in 1937 or something like that with their spacecraft? Really? They sent a rocket to... It's just like, I mean, I believe they've done it now, but back then, I don't know if they had the facilities for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know if I believe that either, because it was manufactured. So what else can they manufacture with you know, Hollywood and special effects and everything like that? Because you never know what's fake, you never know what's real. I personally don't believe it. Do I believe? Yeah, I believe that aliens exist. I believe that there are some out there, but I don't think that they're here. They might be. I've seen some pretty weird things. You know, there are some really questionable people out there who just don't seem to age. You know, I always thought that maybe they were aliens. Like, at one point in time, I was a firm believer that Eminem was an alien because of the way that he could rap. Like, who thinks to put these words together like that? But then, you know, I just kind of realized that people are just built differently. Now, there is one thing that I can say that I don't know. Maybe you can chime in on this, people who do with computers and stuff like that. Like, for the longest time when I was a kid, what I wanted to do was computers. I wanted to be with computers. I wanted to be an internet technician at one point. I wanted to be a person that you called to fix your computer. I wanted to do that because when I was younger, I had a lot of computers, and my computers would always break. Software would just not work right, and I would have to go and into the DOS prompt back when that was a thing and fix stuff. And I got used to learning how to do it. I learned a bunch of things on my own. I could, you know, basically fix stuff on my own with all the information that I had when I was a kid. And I was like, man, this is what I would like to do. I would like to do that. I'd like to be the person that somebody calls on the phone whenever their computer is just messed up and they don't know how to fix it. I want to be that guy because I think that's kind of cool. So I started going to school for computer stuff. Internet technician was what I was going to school for after high school. And when I got there, like, I'd learned about computers before that. You know, I took every computer class that I could in middle school and high school, learned as much as I could about computers and stuff. I did everything I could outside of actually, like, taking an extra course outside of school, right? And the whole thing about ones and zeros, this is the main point that I was trying to arrive at. I'm sorry it took me so long to get here. The whole ones and zeros, like, I sort of get it, how it translates, because I learned it. And you can't ask me to tell you how to do it now because I don't remember. It's been so long. But at the time, I just remember myself being like, okay, I understand. That makes sense. It makes sense. But what never made sense to me was how they discovered that. Right? Did you ever think about that? Like, how are things discovered? Where do they come from? There was an episode of Star Trek Enterprise, and I know this is super weird and super nerdy, but it was an episode of Star Trek Enterprise where they first met the Vulcans, and the Vulcans wanted to, because I think the Vulcans crash landed on Earth or something like that in the episode. and they wanted to assist the humans that helped them some kind of way, right? And the way that they helped them was, it was so weird. This is why it stood out to me, right? It's because they helped them in a way that wasn't like, I'm going to heal your body of all sickness, I'm going to do this for your family. You know, they decided to show them a technology, just a very basic technology that would make them rich, right? That's how this Vulcan decided to help the humans, and they basically showed them Velcro for the first time, and that's where Velcro came from in that universe. So I was just sort of thinking, like, obviously Velcro, somebody probably came up, like, I can believe somebody came up with Velcro. What I can't believe is, what I'll never be able to wrap my head around is somebody came up with the idea that ones and zeros somehow will translate into pixels. And I still just, bro, that blows my mind that somebody actually came up with that concept. These ones and zeros will turn into little pixels on the screen, and now the technology's gotten so far, it's just, it's ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. And another thing, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm on this tangent, and I'm sorry if the conspiracy stuff like kind of pisses you off, but these are just my hot takes. Once upon a time, I think I read a book, might have been a book, and the book that I'm thinking about was Left Behind. Because like I said, I was super Christian at one point in time, and I wanted to do everything that was Christian. So I read Kirk Cameron's series. Well, it wasn't Kirk Cameron's series, but he acted in the movies, the first movies for Left Behind, right? And I think when the Rapture and stuff started in that series, everybody was getting these cell phones. They don't call them cell phones now, they just call them phones. But back when I was younger, if you had a phone that wasn't a house phone, it was called a cell phone. So they were getting these cell phones, and basically they were smart computers. And it's crazy. You can go back and see when the original Left Behind series was made, because they didn't have smartphones back then. I think at the most technology that they had at the time when that book was written or maybe published was Blackberries. I think that was the most advanced. So that book, they were telling about smartphones and how they were basically just personal computers that you can hold in your hand. And they were saying in that book series, the writer, he was like, these things are too expensive. They're too expensive for each individual person to have. Like cell phones, even at the time, were too expensive for everybody to have this really advanced piece of technology to put it in every American's hand. Even when I was a kid, I remember that having a cell phone was just like ridiculous because it was just too much. It was just too much. You'd have to be, I'm not going to say you had to be rich, but you had to be well off, or at least you didn't have that many responsibilities that you had to pay for monetarily to be able to afford having a phone and a cell phone or whatever like that. Not saying that people didn't have cell phones, people had them, but in the story they were like, to realistically put a cell phone in every American's hand, you can't, because it's just too much. It would be too much. Not every American can afford it. And the whole gist of that part of the story was that the government, which was going to be under the rule of whatever, that they were going to make it to where every American could have one of these devices, so they could spy on America, essentially, so they could always have access to what Americans are doing at any point in time, and basically just be there. It was so bad at one point that I was like, they were talking about how like the TVs were gonna have cameras in them, so that they could always watch you or whatever, like hidden cameras or whatnot. You still never know. Like I saw one meme the other day about those automated toilets or whatever, that you walk up to them and you use your restroom, and then because you don't say you don't have to touch the the handle or whatever, you can just walk away and it'll activate. And the meme was like showing this like sensor, what would look like the sensor, it looked like a little camera, right? And I was like, yeah, that kind of does look like a camera, not gonna lie. And it is. It's a motion sensor. It's something that captures your motion. So who knows what they're doing there, and who knows what's anywhere, There's a movie that I showed my friend a little bit ago called Enemy of the State. If you haven't seen that movie, it's a Will Smith movie. Very good movie. Very eye-opening movie. I don't know, man. When it comes to that sort of stuff, I'm always very skeptical. And if I think about it too long, I'll drive myself crazy. So it's like one of these things where I'm just happier not knowing. And I don't know if that's even smart to even think like that. I'm happier just not knowing, because you want to be safe, you want to be okay, you know. It's crazy. I could go on and on about stuff like the COVID thing. I don't know if the COVID thing was really real. I believe that people got sick. I believe that people died. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why it came. I don't know why it was created. It kind of reminds me of like back in the day when like AIDS came about. From what I believe, and I'm not sure if I'm like being 100% accurate on this, but AIDS isn't like a natural like virus. It was created by man. Why would they create it? The going theory was it was created to decrease the population in America of black people and homosexuals. That's what the going rumor was as to why AIDS was actually created. So I don't know if that's real, if that's fake. There could be some conspiracy theories behind the COVID of why that came to be a thing, because I don't think COVID was like a real thing, right? That was something that was actually created. Now, I don't know, like, you know, here's another thing too, right? This sort of pisses me off. And it was a TikTok video. Back when I had TikTok, I had to delete my TikTok because of this specific video, because again, I'm happier not knowing. There was this one guy who was talking about that they put this one ingredient in cereal that is designed over time to give you cancer. It's designed to give you cancer if you eat it a lot, you know, as a kid. And then maybe if you keep eating it continually as an adult, you will develop it, so that the hospitals and pharmaceutical companies, they could not go out of business. Because it's right. What good do we have for hospitals? What good is the hospital business? What good is the healthcare industry if people aren't getting sick? Because if nobody's getting sick, there's no real need. Now, obviously, people are going to get injured. People are always going to get sick, so it's always going to be a thing. But maybe there just aren't a whole lot of people getting sick, and the healthcare industry is not making a whole lot of money. Maybe that is why you have to pay for healthcare in America. You know, you ever thought about that? Why do we have to pay for healthcare in America when it's free in so many other places? I still think that's crazy. I still think that's super crazy. Like, I watched the show Prison Break. I hate to keep going back on Prison Break, but there's this one episode where one of the guys who broke out of the prison, his little girl was sick, right? And he was an escaped convict from prison, and he had to take care of his little girl. So he went to a clinic because she was sick. He had her in her custody or whatever, and he went to the hospital because she was having like an episode, and he didn't have any ID. He didn't have any insurance or whatever. I believe he had ID, but he couldn't show the ID, but he didn't have insurance. And the lady was like, "I'm sorry, do you have insurance?" And he's like, "No, but I have, like $500 right here. Can you please take care of her or whatever?" He's like, "Look, if you don't have insurance, there's nothing we can do." And I'm like, that is crazy, sir. That is actually crazy. So it's like, if somebody goes to the hospital, and I'm pretty sure I talked about this on stream, and somebody told me it's not actually like this, but maybe if you know like exactly what it is, you can tell me. But if you're sick, you're hurt, you have a stab wound to the leg or whatever like that, and you go to the hospital and you don't have insurance, there's no way that you can pay, are they gonna like turn you away? I don't think that they can do that, right? Like, they're not allowed to do that. They have to treat you. But I don't know, man. You don't have health care, you can't get taken care of. I think that's stupid. I think it's really dumb. And this is taking a lot longer than what I thought. Oh, he's almost dead. It was my idea to start this mission because I feel like I'm in a mood to do SAO like content. I want to do SAO content because I feel like I need to do SAO content, but I really just don't really have a whole lot to say when I do these videos, because I feel like all the SAO Fatal Bullet stuff that I could do as far as tutorials and guides, they've all pretty much been done on the channel. So if you're watching this far and you want to know how to do this, you want to know how to do that, how does this work, just check the channel and check my SAO Fatal Bullet playlist. And if there is something very specific that you are looking for, just let me know in the comments, and I'll either direct you to the specific video, or I will make a new video on it, I guess. But I feel like I made a video on everything that there could be a video to be made on. This is going to be very difficult and very problematic. I might die here, actually. I remember this being like the worst part of this mission, fighting these things. I actually hate fighting these things. You got one that's trying to stun you in the back, and then this one that runs away all the time. I need to keep my heals up. That's why I put this cyclone on. I think I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm actually gonna die. Let me see if I can run away from them long enough for my health to regen. I need to pop this. And bro, he just follows you around. That's so crazy. I need to go back to my healing. Okay, looks like my health is back, so I'm good. Okay. Oh, that's a single shot pistol. That's tough. Here, take this. And he hasn't taken any damage at all. That's wow. This is gonna be forever to kill him. Oh, I gotta get out of here. Okay. Well, at least they did that. Okay, I can put this down. Does that not stun him? That doesn't stun him. Okay, let me buff myself again. Okay, I think I'm already buffed. Okay, hit this. And then hit this. And then hit one of these. And then hit another one of those. Oh yeah, I got him hemmed up in the corner. He's hemmed up in the corner right now. Hit another one of these. What is he, stun locked? Oh wow, he was stun locked. Let's go. Okay, and... uh-oh. Please don't make me take massive amounts of damage right here in this spot. Oh, right, yep, let's lock him up with this. And then one more of these. Oh, nope, get away from him. Okay, good. While they're doing that, I can throw down some buffs. Give myself another human fortress. That human fortress needs to last. Oh, whoa! Fudge. I just restrained the urge to scream the F word at the top of my lungs just now. Alright, we're back. No, they don't reset health. Great. Okay, he's already doing that. Okay, let's hit him with this. Then I can take out the other one. Okay, hit him with another cyclone. Stop. What? How did he get his health back? What is that about? No way. Did that thing just heal him? No way, bro. No way that just healed. He just healed the other one? That's crazy. And I'm gonna die again? Come on. Alright, come on over here. Let's go. Oh, he's finally dead. Alright, finally. Alright, so let's put another one of these up. Put another one of these up. Just re-up all the buffs while we can. And reapply my first aid kit. And then reapply booster. And then put on this. This one's going to be a pain in the butt to fight. There we go. Or maybe he's not going to be a... he runs. Oh. Maybe I can jump and do more damage. Or not. Okay. That's fine. The jump attack just didn't work. Wow, this thing actually, he can move. He actually moves. Okay. There we go. And that's it. Did it. GG's. So I did it with one death. Alright. Alright, so listen, that's going to be it for this video. I know it was kind of long, 25 minutes. Holy crap, I didn't mean for it to be this long. I didn't know it was going to take that long to kill this thing. But anyways, let me know what you think about these topics down in the comments. I know I didn't talk about SAO stuff this time. I'm sorry for that. I'll make another one where I do talk about more SAO stuff, but I kind of wanted to get this off my chest and just talk about the whole alien thing. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you believe. Are you a believer?